Burning Crusade is coming out soon. I just wanted to see, because apparently they're doing some changes to some of the stuff here, and I haven't seen this quite yet here. Welcome to the Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Public Test Realm PTR. The first 2.55 patch unlocks Outland and allows testers to reach level 70 for this PTR. In addition to this, the Constant Calendar will be available. Okay, so the patch, we know this is coming out the 13th of January, obviously. So, there are some changes, which I've heard some people say are good and some people say are bad. Bloodlust Heroism is now raid-wide with a 10-minute stated exhaustion debuff. I actually think this is great. Because I think it's freaking annoying having to swap in people into different groups. So much drama with like, oh, how many bloodlusts do you guys get? And then like oh my god, that's good. I think this is great, dude. Having to swap bloodlusts around was horrible, dude. That's good. The specific ability debuff will only reset on boss kills and wipe. That's great. I like that. Terracone's respawn rate is increased and additional Terracone nodes have been added. I don't even remember what that is. Terracone. That's some sort of an herb, right? I think it's an herb you can farm or something like that. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's I don't really see. Okay, I'm not sure how big implications that have. I can't see that, Great Dane. Edit mode added as a quality of life option for players' user interfaces. That's nothing too bad, I think. Every player's first character will be required to become fully attuned, hitting revered reputation level for each dungeon. Players can then purchase a bag which contains a bind on account to set this to alts. Alts must reach at least the friendly reputation levels, use the key, and grant attunement to that character. Honestly, I don't really mind this. I think that's fine. I don't think the grind in of itself is very bad in terms of like, oh, you gotta get revered, and then you can go do the dungeons afterwards. But having to do it on a bunch of alts afterwards can be kind of tedious. So I actually think this is great, and you still are required to do the thing. I still think the attunement is way people say it's way worse than it actually is. But I think this is a good change. I like that. It's alt friendly and that's nice. But expansion was WoW when it Classic released. There was no expansion when it Classic released, but this is the first expansion. Yeah. Alright, raids. Every player's first character will be required to become fully attuned for each raid, but upon doing so, the raid will be unlocked for all characters on the player's account. That's fine. I don't mind that. Raids will be released in their post-nerf state. I don't like that. Okay, and please let me know what you guys think about this, because I personally don't like this. I think the pre-nerf state should be out for a little bit. And then after a little while, nerf it. Because the pre-nerf is pretty freaking cool, dude. It's difficult, it's challenging. Is it frustrating? Yes. Kilthas is horrible, and also Lady Vash, she is so much more brutal, but it's fun. It's fun to try to progress that and see if you can do it, and then eventually, after a little while, they can nerf them. I think that could be cool. But if this is not like a deal breaker for me. I would like to see the pre-nerf at least initially, and then change it afterwards. But you know, that's how I see it personally. Okay, give me a sec, and I'll take a look at that. Wow, yeah, we're just talking a little bit about this, and we'll get back to the RuneScape stuff as well. Black Temple nerf is insane. It will be a huge joke. Yeah. Ah, man, I would really love to see the raids be pre-nerf at release. I really am interested to see what people are saying, though, and how people are receiving this. But it was not fun for 95% of people, and those complaining would just wait for the nerf, IMO. I don't know, maybe there's a bunch of people that really don't like the raids being pre-nerf, and then them being very, very difficult and struggling, and maybe people are quitting and the raids and stuff, but I think it'd be cool to see the pre-nerf at first, and then like have them out for a little bit, and then nerf them, right? I think that could be kind of cool, but, you know, it's not a deal breaker for me, but I'm a little bit sad about that, personally, but, you know, it's not a big deal breaker, but I would love to see it like such, right? I agree about limited pre-nerf state, but I remember how SSC and TK killed TBC population, same as Ulduar. Yeah, there's definitely some issues with it. I mean, that's why they got nerfed eventually, but I definitely think that Black Temple gets a lot easier. I mean, SSC and TK also get a lot easier. Lady Vash in specific is such a pain pre-nerf. It is crazy difficult. But yeah, I guess I would like to see what people are saying about this at least, and if it's something that people like to see. Black Temple was never had in the first place, just too much trash. Black Temple, I think, is an amazing raid, but there's too much trash. Yeah, I do agree. Then there's some arena changes. Okay, it felt great to make a team 1500 and throw together some participant-10 games to receive points. We're interested in bringing that team's feeling great back, encouraging players to participate in the system more than ever. However, as we lean into the feeling of teams, we wanted to be able to play with whoever you like, without requiring you to make a team. So arena points earned still based on the individual rating. Interesting. Each character's rating now starts at 1500 instead of 0. Once per week, the character, you can pay gold to reset your rating to 1500. It's only possible below 1500. Ratings above 1500 can be reset. The gold will still vary. Each bracket has its own weekly. I actually think that's quite nice. I haven't played too much arena in TBC, but I don't think that's too bad, no? Ray trace is necessary for immersion. It could be too much, in my opinion, but yeah. There are no requirements in order to be able to purchase gear for any pieces except shoulders and weapons. That's as normal. Wanna maintain the prestige of earning some nice looking shoulders or titles for those competing in the top spots. But overall, we'd like to make sure gearing up and participating in PvP is more accessible in an entry level. I don't think that's necessarily bad. PvP gear has been greatly lowered. Oh, lowered slightly. The faction PvP gear will now be sold starting with the first arena season. Okay. Cool. And then there's a few changes about realm feature updates. For those classic and anniversary players who prefer their characters not to continue to Burning Crusade, free character transfers from anniversary to classic era will be limited time starting 25th of November. This option to move to classic anniversary will be closing. After January 13th, players will no longer be able to move their characters, and remaining characters and classic anniversary will continue. Okay, so you choose if you want to go bring your characters to TBC or bring it to era. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine, honestly. I think that's good. That's nice. I really like that. Anniversary Hardcore Realms. As there are no Burning Crusade Hardcore Realms... During the transfer window, players with anniversary characters on anniversary Hardcore Realms will have the option to transfer the characters to normal, non-hardcore anniversary realms, so that those characters will continue to Burning Crusade. That's pretty cool. Yeah, alright. They used to have a copy as an option, though. Yeah, but I think that's the one where you had to pay for it. It would be kind of nice to have a character copy, but I don't hate this. Yeah, it's not like a, you know, I don't hate it. Players who don't move their anniversary hardcore characters to normal anniversary realms before January 13th will stay on their current realms, and the realm transfer destinations available to those characters will change to non-classic hardcore era realm. This means that an anniversary hardcore character who meets their untimely end will be able to transfer to a classic era realm and return to the living. Okay, interesting. When making your decision to transfer, please consider that the group finder tool and the dual spec feature will soon be able to classic era. They're also adding dual spec to TBC, I believe, which I think is fantastic. I think that's really nice, personally. But that, I mean, I don't know. I think that's pretty good. I don't know. For TBC, I think it's great because of the way how arena works and like raiding, having to constantly swap is so annoying. So I think that's personally good. Yeah. Servers die so quickly, so it's just gonna happen again. This means that with new existing character on Classic Era Realm will have the option to learn dual spec. At the same time, the rule set between Anniversary Hardcore and the original Hardcore realms will be aligned. This means that the original Hardcore realms will have received dual spec, instant mail, and the Dungeon Finder tool. Yeah, but no dungeon queuing. Dual spec solves so many social issues, lack of tanks and healers. I think so too, Pilata. It just makes you able to play the game more, which I don't think is bad at all. I think dual spec is great because it just makes you able to play with your friends a lot more. No other changes are planned. Okay. We acknowledge that some players, any change being brought to the classic era or hardcore environments arrives to hesitation. We acknowledge this, and we wanted to make sure that we consider any change to make to those realms to be extremely careful. In that case, any group finder tool, we consider that to be true quality of life. Update, bringing players an additional and intuitive way to connect with each other. As long as it's not a queuing system, then yeah, I think it's great. A similar quality of life update is an edit mode, allowing players to edit their interfaces, which are adding as a new change to Burning Crusade servers. I think that's fine. Yeah, an edit mode is great. Make people customize their stuff. The choice to bring dual spec to classic era similarly received a tremendous amount of consideration and listening to the community's thoughts on this feature. Since its introduction to Vanilla WoW in Season of Discovery, and again from the very start of Classic Anniversary, the introduction of dual spec to Vanilla WoW has been arguably the single most popular new feature and one of the most well received in Classic space. I like it. Players have praised that it simply makes the game more fun to play. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I like pretty much most of this. It would be cool to see a copy feature, but I'm not a... I like that you can just transfer and it doesn't cost money. That's good. It should be like that. But I would love to see non-post nerf. You linked it here, where you can see the reduction. It's actually very massive. So these to the left here is the pre-nerf, and the one to the right is the post-nerf. 41% reduction of health, 37 there, 10%, 41% in health nerf there as well, Vash 20%, 16%, and this is just health. There's also like damage and mechanics that's like very changed as well. But it is a very massive change. This is just the health values. There's also the damage values and also mechanics themselves, which are different. I would love to see pre-nerf at launch and then have it be out for a little bit and then change it to post-nerf. That's my only like thing that I'm like, oh, that could be kind of cool to see. But I think the rest is awesome. That's great. Man, I'm getting a little bit excited about TBC stuff and like hardcore and all that things. But I just wanted to cover that a little bit with you guys. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about it too. You know, obviously I've been doing a lot of...
99% of the...
one sec, Bingo. I've been doing a lot of like RuneScape stuff lately, but like I've been getting the itch as well to like get back into WoW content and do those things again. So I wanted to cover this and talk a little bit about it, and then let me know what you guys think about it too, obviously as well. Or is this Jover? I'm not planning on quitting RuneScape, guys, but I do want to get back to doing some WoW content again and do some hardcore stuff. I've been thinking about doing some ultra hardcore for the memes, doing some TBC and stuff. With that being said, I still want to keep farming my things on RuneScape. I'm going to keep farming my Corrupted Gauntlet. I'm going to keep doing my skilling and my farming and things like that, so I can eventually do the Inferno and do Blood Moon Rises and all that stuff. So I want to still keep up to date with my RuneScape and all that stuff. But I'm also going to be delving into World of Warcraft content as well. So yeah, I'll do both a bit, because I freaking love RuneScape. I think it's amazing. But I also miss doing WoW content, and that's also something that I really been wanting to get back into as well, right?